name is Sunny from the opposition team, and I'm the opposition week speaker. From the government team, they said about the number of soldiers are too small. But, however, the small is small, we can train people more efficiently. Second, they said about studying, about males. But if we stop studying for a long time, we can easily forget. And thirdly, they said about celebrities. It's true that celebrities didn't want to go to militaries, but they have gone to the military as a matter of fact. And lastly, they said about technology. Like I mentioned before, America, they have a good technology and they win in every war. So that is mandatory. In my opinion, I think Korea should not have a draft for military service because of these reasons I'm going to mention today. The first, second, third arguments were supported by the deputy opposition leader, and now I'm going to support our House main arguments once again. The first argument is private tutor. We can describe militaries as academies. Hagwons are made of many people, but private tutors are made of one or two people, so that we can study more efficiently. So, if Korea do not have a draft for military service, we can have lesser people and train them more efficiently. The second main argument is about bad effects on the economy. We shouldn't have a draft because old men might not be a big help, and that will lead to decrease in the economy. First, old men might not remember everything. People who have to go to the military may have returned back from military less than 5 years ago. And when they get picked from the draft and go to military, everyone will know that when they have gone and will not be a big help and will not help our country's army become strong. Second, like I mentioned before, it would bring bad effects to the economy. Let's say that there is a big war and a lot of men would have to go to the military. They will have to quit their work because draft is not voluntary. In that case, women have to go to work and earn money and spend it for basic needs, but the spending will decrease, so it will lower the economy also. For example, according to CNN, resonating the draft in the United States military would not be only successful in our modern day, but it will actually be detrimental to our successful society, but not only politically, but also economically, socially, and of course, militarily. It will be the beginning of a downward spiral as a powerhouse nation if we re-establish the use of the draft. The effects will be overwhelming for things such as government spending, public opinion, political support, and patriotism. The significant amount of Americans would turn their backs to their government, and approval ratings would be at all the time low. Also, according to the New York Times article, economically, our country is unstable enough at the moment without adding the financial efforts of training and supplying hundreds of thousands of more soldiers. Another example is from BBC News article. The amount of money being spent would be unbelievable if we reinstated the draft, and it will be completely unnecessary to spend that much money. In April 2005, it was estimated that around $511.2 billion tax dollars were spent on military for a fiscal year of 2004. Also, with the increase of spending in the military, the national debt would soar. The hole that we as a country are in already seems everlasting. It does not need to be complemented by raising spending by the military to train and equip soldiers that we don't need to have. And I think we had won this argument. Lastly, militaries can hurt many people's education. If we don't have the draft, the people in the military are either done with studying or are going to military after they come back. But if we have a draft that pick random peoples, the people picked from the draft can be in the middle of studying in college. If it is the middle of the semester, he will have problems, and if First, people is dropping out. And if the school understands that less the students that are picked to the military, the student will have any problem dropping out, but will have a problem with his education. In college, you study your mains and try to earn a job, but because of a draft, his education will have to wait, which also means he can earn money later than his friends. They are not picked from the draft. And it's very easy for humans to forget stuff. So when you come back from the military, you can remember nothing or very little of what you learned before and have a big chance that you have to start all over again. In conclusion, I think that the Korea should not have a draft for military service because first, by private tutors, we can train soldiers more efficiently. Second, there can be bad effects for economy. Thirdly, militaries can hurt many people's education. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Claire and I'm in the leader of opposition team. I'm here to say my team win this debate. Well, first of all, I will tell you about our team's good argument. First, if there are less people, when we can train more and heartily. Think about it. For example, in academy, there are many people. So when they go to the academy, most of them can't even ask the question to the teacher. But in a private lesson, teacher can focus just to the student. So it's much better than academy. Same thing in the military. When there are less people in military, we can train there harsh and the government team says we can't security with small people. So let's think about it one more time. I think though there are few people, if they are really strong, I think it's better. Well, even they didn't say about standard amount of the military. I think they can't tell that except the standard amount. And there are many people want to go to military. For example, Lee-jung and H.O.T. and Hyunbin in Korea. In Korean actor and singer, they all want to go to military. The third was the old man will not. The second is education. Well, many men who already went to the military said that they can't remember most the important thing before they went to the military. Well, we can teach them and train them. Third was the old man will not a good health, so it will be bad effects and the economy. I think we won this argument. And now let me say the government's argument is bad. The government's first argument was no one will come to military when it's voluntary. Well, for example, America are doing voluntary, but still they have strong military. Why do you think so? Because of the strong technology. Well, I think when we train more and more heartily and we have a great technology, we can win the war. The government's second argument was we have to protect our country. Just same as I told you before, we can train military more. And the government's third main argument was not fair. Well, think about it last time. Draft is more unfair because they think that they number the man and choose it. It's unfair. The point of my speech was we should not have draft in the military service, and we won this debate. Thank you for listening.